What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Judas Priest, and we're going back to Unleashed in the East once again. And indeed, shout out to Cindy, who I didn't realize, neither did she, but when she sent me the copy of the album, there's actually 3 additional tracks than she realized, and I didn't realize at first. Then I saw the playlist on the Discogs master page, and as we got to the end of the last track, I noticed there's still like 14-15 minutes left. So, bottom line, the next tune is called Rock Forever. It sounds like a tribute to rock and to, you know, being purveyors of that sound, specifically in the metal genre. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear that it has something directly related to what they're doing and, you know, what, you know, the scene that they were part of crafting. I would also perhaps expect it to be about, you know, embracing the psychology, perhaps the badassery of the genre that they're working in. So let's find out what it actually is. This is Judas Priest. The track is Rock Forever, and it's from the 1979 live album Unleashed in the East, live in Japan. That's awesome. A shorter one, certainly compared to a couple of the previous ones. But yeah, a cool tune that had kind of like an old school rock and roll feel. It was like metal mixed with an old time, you know, kind of like 50s rock and roll sound. And I enjoyed the vocals. It's interesting. I did read online, because I was curious about this album as I've been going through it, that some of the vocals were re-recorded later because, like, the original recording, you know, the, like, live audio, the way it was recorded, like, it was, I guess, like, grainy, like, some of the vocals didn't have a full sound, so I guess they re-layered, like, some studio recorded vocals into the live recordings. And it's like, in that moment it made me wonder, because it sounded like, if I hadn't read that, I would think that, oh, well, it's got to be like, either he's using like a delay effect, or there's someone else in the band who's, you know, doing that alternating vocal with him. But given what I read, I do wonder if they just kind of layered in some of those vocals so that it sounds like he's, you know, doing more than one line at once. But again, like, I think you can do that with like a vocal delay like effect. So I was curious when we got to that point where there was some, you know, multiple vocal lines sort of jumping back and forth. But it, again, they all sounded like Halford's voice to me, but I'm very new to Judas Priest, so I don't know if, again, someone else in the group occasionally does like backing vocals and kind of has that same, like, you know, shouty, raspy quality. So either way, a fun tune. Again, a shorter one compared to some of the others. I didn't hear enough of the actual lines. It's like, okay, so he's talking about, you know, after a gig, he wants to relax his mind, and then it sounds like he was saying, like, speed of like a heavenly kind, or so, like, maybe he's not talking about like the drug, but it seems like maybe it is a reference to the drug or to relaxing your mind in that way. I guess relaxing would be the wrong word in that case, but I didn't know kind of like on what level that recurrent like line was hitting. So yeah, ultimately I'm not sure if Rock Forever is kind of like, if you live that lifestyle, you know, you're kind of going hard like all the time, even when you're like trying to, you know, unwind or whatever, or if, you know, there's some other layers. No doubt, you know, there are some other layers, but it did seem like it was about what it's like to be gigging and to, you know, playing shows and getting to that level of, you know, intense emotion and like performance. And then you gotta, like, you know, unwind after, but you gotta do it the next night and then unwind again, and then you gotta travel and then do it again. So I felt like maybe it's like one of the songs that, you know, like Iron Maiden's Wasted Years, or the Police's, oh, what's the name of the song? Man in a Suitcase, which I just reacted to, which are kind of getting at those themes. So either way, a cool tune, a rockin' tune, and one that, like I said, it had a bit of an old school flavor, even as it was, you know, the metal sound that I've heard on this live album so far. So let me know what you think. Shout out to Cindy once again. And indeed, there's a couple things that she sent me a while back, which I've been sort of meaning to get around to, and I plan on doing that pretty soon, so I appreciate your patience. And again, shout out for sharing Judas Priest, including a few tunes that we didn't know we'd be going through. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.